What's up, Internet? This is Rambling Josh, and you're watching another episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight. Last time we cleared the plains and Pridemore Keep, and so now we have to continue on to the Lich Yard and so on and so forth. But first, I want to take on this guy. So periodically when you finish levels, little dudes will appear on the map and provide you with special challenges. In this case, we have a little area which we can use to collect gobs and gobs of money. I actually didn't plan on encountering this before coming to the town for the first time. I know I mentioned previously that I wanted to get as much money as I could before the first town, but I guess coming here helps that. One thing I guess I should probably mention about skeletons, just because they're a little weird, is, well, just that they're a little weird. So, for one, because of the way they move, it can be kind of hard to pogo them. This is actually probably not the best example, just because of the limited space they have to move around on with the ledges. There will be plenty of skeletons in the Lich Yard, so I'll just demonstrate that later. So this is town, and as you may notice, this place functions a lot like the towns in Zelda 2. So, like I said, this game takes a lot of influence from other NES era titles. Zelda 2, it's mostly, I think, the towns and those little knight dudes with the shields. So anyways, there's a couple things I want to do in town here. First thing I want to do is, there's a couple scrolls here that I want to collect. One of which you get by playing this little mini game, which I'm not doing very well at so far. Basically, you have to knock these little vials at the platforms. And depending on what platform you hit, you get a varying number of points. The red platforms are 10, the green ones are 3, and the blue ones are 1. It's not too hard. It might take a little bit of getting a hang of, but your goal is 150 points, I think. And really, it shouldn't be too hard to hit that even on your first try. This is actually, like, really bad, honestly. 178. I think my record is like 270 or something. Not that it really matters all that much. So for that we get a bunch of gems and a scroll. There might actually be a more efficient way to do all this by waiting even one more level even before coming here, but whatever. This guy will just tell us some puns, which is kind of funny. There's actually an achievement for listening to all of his puns, which is kind of fun. This guy you can buy triple chalices from. I think I want to pick up one of those, but I'll hold on for a moment. This guy will sell us relics. This is actually the guy that we found in the chest in Pridemore Keep as well. You'll actually find him in every single stage in the game, and he'll have a new relic to sell you, and I think every stage? Is it really every stage? What does he sell you? Yeah, I think it's actually every single stage in the game. Not literally every stage, but like all the main ones. But anyways, you have to pay for the relics that he sells you in the stages, but if you don't have enough money at the time, you can come back here to town and he will sell you them here for more money. But anyways, for now we want to buy the fishing rod. We don't need it quite yet, but there are places in the game where you need the fishing rod to get some of the music scrolls. And it's kind of inconvenient to have to go back to those stages later after getting the fishing rod, so I just do it now. There's an achievement for bouncing on this little wheel for 10 seconds in a row, which is surprisingly difficult, but it's kind of fun. If we jump on that lady's back, she's got the little thing with the buckets. I guess it's kind of cruel to jump on her, but whatever. We need her to get up here. Because there's another scroll and another chest. The nice thing about the music scrolls is that aside from just collecting them for collection's sake, you can actually trade every single one of them for 500. I guess it's gold. It says gold up at the top. Anyways, we give them to this bard. So we have 7 of them for him. And if you talk to him afterwards, you can look through your collection of scrolls. So that's cool. And with that money, the main place we spend it right now is here. We can talk to this goat fellow, and he will sell us meal tickets. So we want to buy a whole bunch of those. And that is all the meal tickets that he will actually sell us. He will not sell you more than 3. That's all you can buy in the game ever. And you can also buy these magic upgrades. Wow, I can I'm 4 gold off of another magic upgrade? That's lame. So magic upgrades obviously let you hold more magic so you can use your relics more. Meal tickets, the purpose of those is we give them to this guy. And he cooks us up some food. And that food will actually increase our maximum life. So all of a sudden we have 7 health instead of 4. So that's handy. The thing about getting multiple meal tickets at once is that it's just faster. Actually, let's do this. Can I do this? No, I can't actually. Never mind. I lied. So yeah, you'll notice that when we were cooking, he was cooking the meal, he kind of danced around in the back a little bit, and then he gave us 3 little meal platters in quick succession. So if you do the meal tickets individually, he will do the little cooking dance for every single ticket. So in addition to it being convenient to do them all at once, it's actually faster that way. But anyways, enough talking about small little time efficiency things that don't actually matter at all because I'm not going for speed. This is the Lich Yard. This platter contains a bomb. This platter also contains a bomb. Yay for bombs. This level, despite being... I guess technically you could come here for the very first level, but this level can actually be surprisingly difficult. For various reasons, actually. Usually a stage is difficult for either because of damage or because of pits. There's going to be either one or the other, and it's usually not both. But this one has a surprising... I don't know, I guess it's not super high on damage, but it's surprisingly... For what is essentially the second stage of the game, this stage is pretty hard. And now that I did my big shopping trip already to get all the meal tickets, I am not going to bother too much about money anymore. Obviously, I still need it, but I'm not going to bother breaking checkpoints anymore because that's just an unnecessary risk at this point, and yeah, I didn't think so. There's a way to shovel that frog so that you can just pogo off of him right up to the platform there. But the frogs are really random, and that you have to rely on them doing their a very specific thing. So actually getting that reliably is not reliable. And here we have one of the big reasons why it's so easy to die on this stage. Because they have these screens. Give me that money. So yeah, that one wasn't too hard, but there are ones that are hard. I don't think I actually have to kill these guys, because this platter just has a bomb in it. What's over here? I think this is just a chest. Like, I don't think it has a scroll in it or anything. But I'll come over here anyways. So, I was saying already that I'm not too worried about money anymore. There's a lot of things left to buy in this game, but ultimately, money is not really a problem, really, that you have to worry too much about. Like, there's so much of it, and unless you're making a point of... Oh god, this screen. I'm totally gonna die here, by the way. I believe that was a scroll. Yeah, I'm dead. Okay. That ghost is surprisingly annoying. But anyways, I don't actually have to go back there. I got the scroll, and the scroll will stay collected. And so will all the money that was over there, so... Well, actually, let's see what it looks like over there. If it wasn't clear the first time I got up there, I never really explained the way these shrubs work. Basically, you shovel them, and then they'll float up in the air. And if you hit them again in the air, they'll go up even higher. So basically, you just kind of go like that, and then pogo off them. So let's see. I can get some of the bags anyways. So you can collect these little money bags using the fishing rod. So I managed to retrieve some of it. So yeah. This area is a little tricky because there's like it's almost like a puzzle area. Basically there's these little skeleton heads that are like, they have these big heavy helmets on them. And those will weigh down the platform a little bit. So that is something that you have to keep in mind. There's a beetle over there, so just hit him with the flare wand from far away. I never seem to be able to make the first cycle on this platform. This jump is actually pretty tricky because obviously it's blind and you have to worry about the dirt blocks being in the way as well. No, stupid frog. They're so random. Okay, so what we have to do here is there's a little helmet thing over here. So we gotta knock it over here to weigh this down, and then we can come down here. Did I really miss him with both of those flare wand shots? Bash that in and fall down here. Now I wanna pogo up here, because there's an important item over here. The blue chests always contain the relic dude, Chester. So here, he sells us the Phase Locket, which is another really important relic, because it lets us go completely invincible for, I think it's like... I thought I heard 5 seconds somewhere, but now that I think of it, that seems like way too long. I'm almost positive it's not actually 5 seconds. I was gonna say this is a good place to demonstrate how hard it is to pogo skeletons, but they're like making a liar out of me. So, I wonder, where's a good place to demonstrate the Phase Locket? Ideally, there was a little cross thing that I was supposed to pogo off to get up here, but I failed that pogo, so I had to go around. One thing about those raising and lowering platforms here is that it's actually kind of important if you aren't careful, you can actually crush yourself in between the platform and any ceilings above you, so that's something you have to be careful of. There actually is a use of the phase locket coming up. For what it's worth, I have absolutely no idea how you're supposed to get those little jewels over there. As far as I know, there's no way to do it. Okay, so this skeleton here is a decent way to demonstrate the phase locket. So basically, the best way to kill them is to pogo, but after they're formed... Okay, I guess I'm a liar. A lot of times after they're formed, it's actually kind of hard to pogo up on them because just the way their hitbox works is that you'll usually get hit on the way up. But if you use the phase locket, you can get the hurt box of your shovel, but your own hitbox won't be active because you're phased, if that makes any sense. So that can be handy. Oh, can I get up there? Yeah, okay. We up there. Jump over here. Pogo on this skeleton. Flare on that guy. Jump over here. Get out of here, Ghosty. Jump over here. And over there. Okay. This screen is easily the place where you're most likely to die in this stage, so I'm glad I got it well enough. And here we have the boss, Spectre Knight. Probably the least knightly of the knights. Lies. So that I may take yours. So I want the flare wand for this guy. This guy can actually be really intimidating when you first fight him because his pattern is really random. It can be hard to kind of get a handle on it. I'm just starting to get better at it now myself. But when you first start off, this guy can be really hard. So let's see here. He's gonna, yeah. Oop. And he turned the lights off, but he's almost dead already, so just flare wand him once. That was decent. It wasn't especially fast, but it was not bad at all. So, with that, we finish off the first kind of group of stages. Like I was explaining in the last episode, we finished Pridemore Keep and the Lich Yard, which unlocks both of the locks over to the next area. So we get a special dream sequence where we have to catch a Shield Knight. A lot of people wonder when they see this what happens if you don't catch her, or what happens if you die during this sequence, and the answer is nothing. However, as you can see, there's a whole bunch of enemies in this part, and they drop a good amount of gold. So the biggest difference is that if you are not able, like if you die here, you can't collect as much money. Which is honestly kind of not that big a deal. Like I said, there's plenty of money in this game. But we also get a meal ticket. As I was explaining at the beginning of the episode, we can't buy any more meal tickets. But for every one of those special dream sequences, we get a meal ticket for free from... Let's actually, hold on a sec. We get a meal ticket for free from the red chest after the special dream sequences. So now we got a couple opportunities to do some special bonus stages. We have this one here at Pridemore Keep, which is just a little auto-scroller where we can collect a whole bunch of gold. This is very reminiscent to me of the airship stages in Mario 3. I don't know exactly why it reminds me of that, aside from the fact that just the fact that it's an auto-scroller. It's just an opportunity to get as much money as you possibly can. And I'm actually doing a pretty bad job at it. Normally I can get those 2 pink gems before the screen scrolls, but I guess I was distracted by talking. Such is the way. Does this have a scroll in it? No, okay. So that was one you can do. Another one you can do is there's a couple of these little areas here on the map. I can actually probably... There's another one over here as well. And these little areas that are kind of on the map, the red gems that are on the map rather than... Like there's this one, those at Primordial Keep, there's like a little gem that was shifting left and right, which was on the Primordial Keep stage. They're different. This is like its own stage. It's called the Forest of Phasing. And there's one of these for every set of stages. And it requires, they all require one of the relics that you get from another stage to complete it. So the gimmick for this one is using the phase locket to get over spikes. Which, admittedly, the first time you play the game can actually be pretty hard to do. Using the phase locket takes a little bit of getting used to. But like a lot of things in this game, when you get once you get the hang of it, it's pretty trivial. You can use it to go through enemies as well, which is handy. Oof. I actually almost died there. There too, I was pushing that a little bit. I guess the one thing to be mindful of is that you don't actually have to wait for the phase lock to end to start a new one. So that can be really handy if you're paranoid about dying on the spikes. And stuff like this is basically the main use of the phase locket. Is there's a lot of points where there's going to be like annoying enemies that are threatening to like push you off into pits or onto spikes or something like that. So a lot of times it's just easier to use the phase locket and just phase right through them than it is to actually deal with the enemy. So we got a whole bunch more money again. I'm gonna come back to the village here. I'll talk to the bard in a second. We will turn in this meal ticket. Let him do his little cookie dance. Cookie dance. That's an interesting name for it. I'll talk to you in a moment. We talk to this lady, the dancer. She has a little dance for you after defeating the Spectre Knight. And unless you want to see the dance again, make sure never to talk to her ever again, because she will do this dance every time you talk to her from now on. Which would be fine if it wasn't like a 20-second dance. It's actually kind of annoying to accidentally see this dance when you don't want to. But we get a scroll from it, so that's kind of cool. So let's see, I want to buy a triple chalice. You can get 2 of them, but I only want 1 for now. And I want to buy this Chaos Orb. Chaos Sphere, sorry. I don't think I really need it quite yet, but I might as well buy it while I'm down here, I guess. And the rest of the money will go into magic upgrades. You can buy, I think, 7 of these total. And this is also the only way to upgrade your magic. How much money do I have? How many scrolls do I have? 4, okay. So I can afford another magic upgrade once I turn these scrolls in. Actually, before I do that, let us demonstrate what we can do at Truple Pond. So with Triple Chalice in your inventory, you can say hello to Truple, this fellow, the Truple King. Aid me! Icor? I thought it was Ichor. So we have the option of 3 different Ichors to put into the chalice. I don't really use these much at all in general, but I find the red one to be the most useful. And we get the Truple Dance, which is a marvel to behold. I'm pretty sure Truple is a, what's the word? I can't think of the word. It's a combination of the word trout and apple, I believe. I thought that was kind of amusing. This is another dance that, while it's quite glorious, I find it a little long for my taste, but luckily you don't have to see this every time. I don't know, maybe you would want to see the dance again. I don't know if you can even do that. But yeah, so the Ichors, you can get as many of them as you want, and you can hold 2 of them at a time if you have 2 chalices. So this one refills all your health and magic, which is obviously quite useful. One other thing you can do here is if you go fishing on this spot, for one thing, it's kind of amusing, but also there's a scroll down there. I think that there's supposed to be, normally there's a little shiny bit over top of pits where you can fish, but for some reason there isn't there. I think that if you come back later there's a shiny spot there, but there just isn't right now for some reason, or something. I don't know. And I think triple chalices are 1500 gold, so I can't buy the other one quite yet. But anyways, we ended up doing a lot more kind of bonus side stuff than I expected in this episode, but we're pretty much entirely done with this section of the map now, so we will move on to this section of the map on the next episode of Let's Play Shovel Knight. Catch you later.